Knicks versus Pacers, Game 5 analysis. The Knicks win Game 5, and let's talk about how they did it. This is the first time all playoffs that Indiana has not even cracked 100 points. And a lot of that had to do with the Knicks defense. This was my favorite change that the Knicks made. I've talked about it a few times on this channel just in general sense. I don't understand why teams do not pick up someone like Halliburton or other players in general full court. I understand that the primary defender could and will get tired, obviously picking up full court. However, number one, we see the Pacers doing that, so clearly it's possible. And number two, especially when we're talking about someone like Halliburton, if you don't pick him up full court, you're playing into the Pacers' hands, which I'm going to talk about more in this video, but I loved that Mikal Bridges was picking him up full court, not as much in the first half, but in the second half, it was apparent. He did it in the first half too, but like in the second half, he was really full court pressing Tyrese Halliburton, or at least picking him up earlier than the other games. The reason I think it's important, and I think it had a bigger impact than maybe people will give it credit for, is Tyrese Halliburton not only is their star, but he is the one who runs the show. So what I mean by that is we know he is one of the few pass-first point guard, legitimately pass-first, the way Chris Paul was in his prime. Obviously he still is, but past his prime now. Tyrese Halliburton is that. So what does that mean? He's a floor general. He wants to get other players involved. And Pascal Siakam can create his own shot, but a lot of the other players on the floor, that's not what they're best at. That's not to say Aaron Nesmith, Andrew Nembhard can't create their own shot, but we're talking about maximizing people's potential. And if you let Tyrese Halliburton just walk up half court, not only are you not making him exhaust energy, so that's just another thing, but also he can literally see what's going on the floor and make the correct pass. Like to me, I heard the argument, do you make him a scorer or a passer? I think you cut off his passing because that's where he's most effective. So you got to pick him up full court. Don't let him see the floor and make Andrew Nembhard or whoever else bring it up the floor and let them run a set. And if they beat you that way, I feel like you have to live with that. Tyrese Halliburton is clearly the best passer on the team. We've seen him make crazy dimes. He will find you anywhere. So you can't let him just throw it to anybody, because also what that does is it opens up the floor, because now his teammates are confident and then he can get his shot whenever he wants, right? So like he can create his own shot. So now if his teammates are all hitting shots, now you have to defend all of them extra hard, and now he's just going to get his own shot because it's easier. I know I'm spending a lot of time on this piece, but I really do feel like this is one of the biggest differences in the game because, again, I feel like teams should do this a lot more, and I don't know why they don't. See the Thunder pick up full court, and where are they? The NBA Finals. Now, that's not the only thing that's going to get you to the finals, but you have to make players uncomfortable. Like, you just have to. The other thing that this does, besides exhausting energy, it prevents Indiana from playing fast and going in transition a lot more. Because again, who's throwing those outlet passes 99% of the time? It's Tyrese Halliburton. And if he is blocked from seeing the floor, everybody else is just going to wait. So now you have to play against half-court defense, which the Knicks obviously are very good at. And then it's a lot tougher. So I think the Knicks need to continue this. And I know the argument that Mikal Bridges will get tired. I would rather Mikal Bridges, if I'm the Knicks, literally exhaust all his energy playing Tyrese Halliburton on defense, full court, everything, than worry about him scoring 20 points. Because the Pacers, again, want to put 150 points on you. Like, the Knicks don't need Mikal Bridges to score 20. They need him to prevent the Pacers from scoring 150, right? Like, they have enough offense with OG, with Cat, with Brunson. Everybody can contribute enough if they are keeping the Pacers within check. But if I'm the Knicks, I'm telling Mikal, just exert all your energy, keeping Tyrese Halliburton out of the plays. Because it made such a difference tonight. Because again, Indiana scored under 100. Now, are they going to score under 100 next game? Not necessarily, but at least if you keep them within check and you keep the scoring low, again, your other players can compensate for Mikal and score enough that you can win. In general, like I said, it was really the defense, much more ball pressure, rotating. Like, a lot of shots that Indiana has gotten have been pretty wide open. And again, it's hard to guard them, so they are making themselves get wide open because it's hard to rotate when they're making 3, 4, 5 passes. And everybody's a shooter, and it's hard to keep rotating. So I'm not saying the Knicks haven't tried, but I'm saying, like, some of these shots were wide open. Today, everybody rotated. You saw maybe 2 or 3 like wide open shots, and I know Aaron Nesmith got one and he actually missed it, but like you can live with a couple. But there were so many wide open shots. It was just like not rotating on defense. Extending the rotation and sticking with it. Landry Shamet was amazing today. DeLon Wright, like nobody's saying that these guys have to get 40 minutes, but even a 5-minute spurt, because these are professional players. And we're talking about 2 guys who have a ton of experience in the league. Like, no one's saying put in, no offense, Dadier, who is a rookie. He has no experience, and so I could understand why Tibbs would be like, I don't know if I could put him in, right? But someone like Landry Shamet and DeLon Wright didn't make sense to a lot of people because these are 2 players rather, who have experience and we know they can play. So the fact that he is actually sticking with them and it's working, that is credit to Tibbs. I do think this game really had a lot to do with what the Knicks did and not necessarily about what the Pacers didn't do, because I just feel like the Knicks were swarming on defense, literally just overwhelming them. Like, they didn't run, well, obviously they weren't getting in transition. Like, they were not running their typical style play. I felt like they just got overwhelmed. That's when, again, you have to turn to Tyrese Halliburton now. I just made a whole soliloquy on them picking him up full court and not allowing him to get into his regular action. So that had a lot to do with why Tyrese Halliburton was not as effective today. But you'll hear all the analysts say, and this is something that is true, when you are the guy on the team, the star, the great player, you have to figure out a way to work around that within the game, because you have to make in-game adjustments as well. That's what the superstars do, right? Like, that's why being a superstar is only given to a select few people. In my opinion, it's really like the top 5 players in the league, maybe top 10, depending on, who is top 10 in the league at the time, because we do have a lot of talent. There are exceptions to the rule, right? Like, I don't know if everybody thinks Jalen Brunson is a top 10 player in the league, but I would consider him a superstar. So it kind of depends, but like for the most part, top 5, top 10 player in the league. I'm not saying Jalen Brunson isn't a top 10 player. I don't know who my top 10 players are. I just know that I don't know if everybody would consider him top 10, but regardless of that, I consider him a superstar. I just felt like he wasn't aggressive enough scoring-wise, because again, if he actually finished with 7 shots, because I think he did, but I don't know if that's correct, you can't take only 7 shots, right? Like, I don't want to tell someone to take bad shots, right? Like, that's not good either. And that's kind of part of the issue, is that, again, he was getting so much attention and so much pressure on him. Some of the shots, if he took more shots, might have been forced up and bad shots and would have maybe hurt the team more, right? Like, so it's a tricky balance, and it's easier said than done, but like 7 shots is not enough for the star of your team. Should he have taken 25 shots? I don't know. Again, he got a ton of attention. I'm not going to say that he should have taken 25 shots, but there is, in my opinion, definitely a way that they could have set more screens to get him a little more open, to at least get up like 12, 15 shots. But again, I really do think this has more to do with what the Knicks did and just making adjustments rather than what the Pacers didn't do. They just kind of played into the Knicks' hands, honestly. They let the Knicks dictate the whole game and play the way they want to play. And if you're going to play in half court, it's going to be tough to beat the Knicks.